Hi, hello, Paul here with Team Illuminata Motorsport and the Quattro Squad. I want to welcome you to our first video update about our Group B Quattro rally build. As you can tell from my very thick Midwestern accent, we're based in Southeast Michigan near Detroit. So if you want to visit, you know how far you have to go, and you're welcome to visit, by the way. So we started this build about 10 years ago, and since then we've been stripping the shell, figuring out how to do things, how to build things. I think the pros call that a dry build. So now we have the shell painted and the parts sourced or made. We think we can see lights at the end of the tunnel. Hopefully it's big, 6 big hella lights. We're building this car with help from friends and suppliers as much as possible. So it's a real collaborative effort, we like to think. Hence the name Quattro Squad. Don't ask me how to explain the name Team Illuminata though, because if I do, well, you know what happens next. So the donor car is or was an '83 UR Quattro. Before we dragged it home, it had been sat in a barn about 12 years, only 5 miles from our building. It was supposed to be a parts car for our '85 Quattro, but the shell was too nice to scrap. The interior had been stripped and rudimentary cage had been installed. It was going to be the previous owner's track toy, but never got finished. So we were wondering what to do with it, as it was too good to part out and yet also too far gone to be a candidate for the restoration. Buying parts for these is a nightmare, especially interior, which it didn't have. As we already had a 911 rally car, some bright spark said, why don't you build another rally car out of it? So that idea was immediately dismissed, but unfortunately the seed had been planted and it soon germinated. We started to convince ourselves that we could quickly slap it together, and as a bonus, we'd get to use any aftermarket parts we wanted. And unlike the '85 Quattro, it's so original and pristine, where we can only use genuine original parts, which you can't get. And we don't look at the car, otherwise it might just stop running. How hard could it be, we thought? Well, if you're watching this video, you probably already know how these things go. First sign of trouble for us when we convince ourselves that even though we never could plan to go rallying in this car ourselves, it would be a shame to build something that no one could ever rally. So naturally, we stripped the car bare and took it up to our friends at Thompson Racing Fabrication for a full ARA rally legal cage. We considered a FIA Schedule K historic cage, but the costs were a little daunting, to say the least. At some point, it was obvious that we had to have a Group B carbon Kevlar wide body kit too. So rather than just simply adding Group 4 wheel arch eyebrow extensions. So that was purchased and delivered with the car as well. And the final piece of the puzzle, or nail in the coffin, while it was at TRF, we started researching how to do a quick, dirty build of a Group B replica Quattro, and stumbled across a website from a company called Michaela Auto Tuning in Finland that had recently restored an original works car, R46, and they posted about 2,000 pictures of the process. So we quickly downloaded those and just started going through them, just for inspiration, just to get ideas, just to see how they did it properly. Well, it turned out to be a mistake, because without realizing it, we just kept raising our expectations of what this build could be, or should be, or actually positively, absolutely had to be a full Group B resto mod. So that's what we embarked upon, as best as we can, sort of. Basically, we thought if we can copy something, replicate or build something in-house that's similar to the works cars, then we'll do it. And if not, we'll leave it stock or buy something off the shelf. It turns out we're not that bad at making replica-ish parts in-house. But you can read our blog post, link somewhere in here, if you want to see that process, if you want to call it that. So back to the present and the assembly phase of our project. Just got the shell back painted by Cortade Body Shop in Grand Rapids, and various other parts as well. They did a fantastic job. Not only did they do it on schedule, they actually did it on the budget too. It's a little tricky getting it back into the building through the narrow door, mostly because it's wider than it used to be, and the Harbor Freight casters don't roll in the direction you push them. Strange that. But it's on its pin stands now, as you can see behind me, and ready for shiny parts to be bolted on, which is the purpose of these rally video updates. So in keeping with our other cars in our fleet, we're going to do a version of the Rothmans liveried Quattros that ran as A2 variants, even though our body kit is an A1 and has an S1 hood, courtesy of the previous owner. Specifically, we're trying to replicate the die-cast model we have of the Rothmans car We're going to put a more modern 20 valve AN engine in it we got from EFI Express, although that's now about the same age as the 10 valve we took out. And also we have proper wheels and tires from Braid and Michelin, a Group B replica dash we found, a replica radiator, intercooler and oil cooler we had made with Vibrant parts, fire extinguisher mounts and tow hooks from Renline, wiring harness we had built by Racing Tech, got carbon Kevlar seats from Corbeau, massive Heller 2000 lights. Actually, we have about 20 of those, but we still need to cobble 6 good ones together. Also got a stainless steel exhaust from Scott Baines and many other shiny parts to bolt onto the car. So you want to see us do that and actually finish the thing and maybe even drive it out of the building. Subscribe and like to this video on our channel, etc. And then follow along on Instagram and Facebook channels to get more frequent mini updates along the way. So thanks for watching. Hope to see you again soon, and hopefully we'll finish this thing together.